Mr. Cameron, let me begin. Most, most of the document requests that this committee has sent have gone unanswered, even those that were modest in scope. Does anybody in Congress get responses from Interior at the same pace? And is this committee being treated any differently than anyone else?
Mr. Chairman, we've been very active, I think, maybe perhaps even prolific in our production of documents. We have produced something in the order of 10,000 documents for the Congress, representing around 50,000 pages of material. We are, I assure you, on a daily basis compiling, sorting additional documents to try to be responsive to the Congress.
Well, let me direct you to, if I may, Mr. Cameron, to the screens above. Less than 2 weeks ago, March 14th, an email went out from Executive Secretariat to employees at Interior, the Park Service, and Fish and Wildlife across the country. It said, quote, "Until I get formal written direction, I am asking that any correspondence being sent to any senator, as well as Representative Grijalva, not be sent until you have further direction. This includes letters sent by senators to regions, states, etc." End quote. What happened around March 14th that warranted a sudden change in how you describe DOA communications with this committee and with the Senate?
Mr. Chairman, I've got no specific knowledge of that letter, of that memo, who was sent to, why, what the rationale was. I can tell you, as a matter of course, our Office of Congressional Liaison tries to keep on track of all correspondence with the Congress to ensure that we can, in fact, be responsive.
Well, do you know why the email was sent?
I have no idea, sir.
You know who sent it?
I can't make that out. It looks like it's been blacked out.
And you haven't seen the email before today?
No. That looks like all new information to me.
Okay. Then March 15th, on March 15th, Mr. Bernhardt's nomination hearing date was announced. You worked on Capitol Hill, as you indicated, and in several administrations. Do you see any connection between the March 14th email and the March 15th announcement?
Sir, I don't think it would serve any purpose for me to speculate on a rationale over a memo I've got no knowledge of.
Okay, well, there was a follow-up email went out a week later saying, quote, "Anything going to the Senate or Representative Grijalva, regardless of signature level, must be reviewed and surnamed by John Tanner and Greg Rinkies at DOI," end quote. Do you know what Mr. Tanner and Mr. Rinkies are working on?
They are helping. Acting Secretary Bernhardt, I believe, with this confirmation process. Although John Tanner is also has a role in our congressional relations function more generally.
And but we still don't know the reason for this email. And you still don't know the reason for the email, correct?
That's correct, sir. I haven't seen this before.
Mr. Renke's supervisor, Rob Gordon, reports to you, doesn't he?
Yes, but Greg was recently detailed to the immediate office of the Secretary.
Mr. Renke's works theoretically under you. He's currently working on nominations, and just before Mr. Bernhardt's announcement was made, he becomes in charge of filtering all communications from Interior, from Fish and Wildlife, and from Park Service. But you don't know about the timing or why it's being done, correct?
Sir, I can assure you that our Office of Congressional Liaison still maintains the primary responsibility for managing all correspondence with the Congress.
Yeah, that's my understanding. My understanding is highly unusual for the Office of Policy Analysis to play a role of congressional correspondence reviewer. Can you think of a reason that all the senators and myself and also the committee would have all requests reviewed by the office, every single one?
Mr. Chairman, I can only tell you that Greg Rinkus is now on detail to the Office of the Secretary. He is not running the Office of Policy Analysis.
Well, why is this email, quite frankly, not evidence of an attempt to withhold or slow walk information from Congress until the confirmation hearing is done?
I'm not prepared to speculate that. I think that's a supposition, and I'm not sure I'd agree with your premise, sir.